What's up, man?
Okay. This party, we get this party started. My name is Hazik Ali. Hey man, we do this 7 days a week. It's called Good Morning Millionaire. And our whole play is helping you go further, faster, with less effort. We feel like entrepreneurs are the best thing on planet Earth. And if we help them, then we helping the world. That's our play. So to that end, every day we give you either mindset, skill set, or heart set, and in an attempt to make it so you can go further, faster with less effort. But it's check-in time. Give me a good morning, millionaire. If you're ready, Diamond. It's about that time, Queen. I hope you're ready. It's June 1st. You know what I mean? It's June 1st. We about to get this thing going. Do me a favor and share this broadcast. Give us a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. I'm really excited about where we're going today. I hope you are too. If you're not on Clubhouse yet, you know you can do it whether you're on Apple or Android. I think that's worth mentioning. I don't know how many people knew that, but yeah, Clubhouse is now open to everybody. So that's pretty fun. What else did I have for you? Let's see. It's probably time for us to go ahead and call in on this live line, so I'm going to do that. Because y'all ain't here for my DJing. You know what I'm saying?
You're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just
please enter your. Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Hazik Ali, and I want to welcome you to another incredible edition of your life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that. Hey, Diamond, you in the Facebook group. You need to come on to YouTube, Queen. That's why we can't see your name. I don't know why I even go in that Facebook group. Because they be playing games in the group. What's up, Yvette? Allie's in the house. Allie, you survived last night. I'm happy to see that. Oh, snap. Mr. McCambry's in this thing. All right, we got April up in here. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible. What you might want to do, man, is go ahead and share this training with an entrepreneur that you know deserves it. This is a really cool way for us to help the world, because when you help entrepreneurs, what you're doing is helping out not only the entrepreneur, but you're helping out all the people that have the problem that particular entrepreneur solves. Did you guys know entrepreneurs are just problem solvers? Think about it. If we were living in Jamaica, then there'd be no need to sell North Face down goose coats. We would have nobody to sell them to because there's no problem that these super warm coats could solve in a tropical climate, right? If there's no problem, you got no business. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because today what we're talking about is this whole idea that you can crush this feeling of rejection with just some mind games you play with yourself. You can crush this feeling of rejection. I appreciate that, Diamond. Hey, do me a favor. Share this in your messenger group. Share this with somebody that matters. I appreciate that, Diamond. Diamond coming through. All the way from Colorado Springs, and she laying it down like that. What is our excuse? You know what I mean? We right in the same time zone. Diamond had to wake up extra early, and she's still here. I love stuff like that. Stuff like that gives me faith in humanity. You know what I mean? But I just want you to think about this morning. How did we get this fear of rejection? How did we get this fear of rejection, y'all? Y'all be having me turned up all early in the morning. I'm asking you. How do you think we got this? I'm going to tell you where it comes from. It came from the fact that our parents want to help us avoid disappointment. And so our parents somehow taught us your brain is this 2 million-year-old biological device that is designed for one thing. You say, to make us happy. No. To make us rich. No. To make us healthy. All right, you're getting close. You're getting close, but nah, not really. Your brain is a 2 million-year-old survival device. Your brain is just designed to help you survive. It's just designed to help you stay alive. So when you find yourself paralyzed by fear, I want you to look at that the same way birds fly south for the winter. It's just in your DNA somewhere. But I just need you to be logical and realize that back in the day, your brain was protecting you from a tiger that may jump out a tree. Do you know if you see a bear, you just got to play dead? Don't look that fool in the eye. Because if you look him in the eye, he's going to think you're challenging him. If you try to climb a tree, that fool can outrun you. He can outclimb you. They run like 20 miles an hour. They can climb trees like it ain't nothing. You're dead. So it was really cool that your brain would be like, we got to get out of Dodge. Only problem is you're in 2021. And so ain't no bear, but your brain is still pumping the same chemicals. Problem is, instead of you being scared because there's a bear, you're scared now because this person might tell me no. What I'm trying to say to you is, first mindset hack I got for you as we go into this 90-day blitz, as we start to go harder than we ever went before, is that I want you to picture yourself as a drive-through worker. I want you to picture yourself as a drive-through worker. Too many entrepreneurs, y'all, too many business owners, too many salespeople panic at the thought of hearing the word no. And it's because we were taught that this was such a bad thing. Our parents didn't want us to feel some of the disappointment and the pain and the trauma and the heartbreak that they felt on the way to their dreams. And so they're like, man, you don't need them dreams. You're aiming too high, boy. This world gonna crush you. And now we start talking to our kids like Nemo's daddy or like Rocky's wife. You can't do it, Rocky. You can't do it. And that's Rocky's wife. Y'all ever seen Rocky? Y'all letting me be out there by myself. Y'all don't care. All I'm saying is, man, listen to me. That ain't even real. All that's in your head. And so you can overcome the resistance to this word no that was taught to you by well-meaning but underachieving family and friends. You can overcome this feeling you have. I'm going to give you 5 different ways you can do it. It's time for you to get out on the skinny branches. You hear me? It's time for us to climb out there a little bit. Top performers take chances, okay? If you're going to be a legend at whatever it is you're doing, you're going to have strategies to deal with this inevitable rejection piece. Throughout the years, I've come up with a bunch of different methods that have helped me. It's why some of you think that I am stubborn. Some of you think that I am obtuse. Some of you think that I don't take no for an answer. I'll take all of that, but I call it greatness. No, I'm just playing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 different mind games that you can play so you can become greatness. So you can kind of like play this thing a little bit harder. So you ain't letting people toy with you and your dreams. But I want you to think drive-through worker. Can everybody give me that in the comments? Drive-through worker. What do I mean? What do I mean by drive-through worker, Dolores? What I mean by drive-through worker? Hey, JG, what I mean by drive? Okay, Allie. What I mean by drive-through worker? What I mean by drive-through worker? This is what I mean. You pull up on her at McDonald's, even though you shouldn't be there, but it's a whole nother training. You pull up on her at McDonald's. You order your Big Mac. You know what I mean? You order your fries. You get to the drive-through window. What she say? She say, would you like an apple pie with that? That's what she say. She say, would you like an apple pie with that? Tell him, Crystal. She say, would you like an apple pie with that? Now, what if you say, no, I wouldn't like an apple pie? Does she hurl herself out the window onto the driveway like, oh, run me over? If one more person tells me no, Nah, she don't do that because she's a drive-through worker. She like, oh, you don't want an apple pie? Well, guess what? I guess I'll go on living. And maybe I'll just offer an apple pie to the next person. What if you thought like that? Now, let me tell you how you think. You feel like at the moment they tell you no, it's time to hurl yourself out the window, maybe climb up on the roof of your house, hurl yourself off head first. Oh my God. That's all in your head. I got 5 of them for you, but I want you to say drive-through worker. You got to get with me on this. Drive-through worker. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? All right, so here's the first one. And I like this. I like this. April said it nice. Here's the first one. You got to let the nose fuel you. When we say eat nose for breakfast, where Allie at? Where Allie at when she said that? She's like, eat nose for breakfast. That's the play, Allie. If everybody could just understand this part. I eat nose for breakfast. Have y'all ever heard of J.K. Rowling? She's one of the richest people in the world, right? But did you know that she got rejected dozens of times by publishers? She's now richer than the Queen of England. Do you know that she got picked up by some small little publishing house because everybody else rejected her? Okay, let's go from J.K. Rowling to Jay-Z. You know the reason that you know his name is because he was rejected by every single record label in existence. They all said he was too old to be a rapper. They all said that there's not enough catchy songs. Where's your, you know what I mean? You're old, dude. You don't dance. Where's your, you know what I mean? Okay, what about Decca Records? You know, y'all heard of the Beatles? Decca Records told the Beatles, we don't like the sound and guitar music is on the way out. We're sorry to break this to you, young men. They went on to be the Beatles. Actually, they already were the Beatles. You know what I mean? But they went on to be the Beatles. Kanye West, he brought this song, Jesus Walks, to everybody, including Rockefeller. They only messed with him because of the fact that he also made beats, and it was like, hey, at least we won't lose this incredible beat maker. He got his heart set on trying to do music, you know, and rap too. All right, cool, but at least we got the beats. And blacks, I got a wild one for you. And that's right, Keanu. Adria. You know what I mean? All right, but in Black's Law Dictionary, third edition, the very definition of commercial impossibility they define as a trip to the moon. Of course, that's the Black Laws edition. That's the Black Law Dictionary that came out before 1969 when they actually flew to the moon. But can you imagine the dictionary definition of commercial impossibility was a trip to the moon? That was a turn of phrase. Like, oh, you trip, that's a trip to the moon. Then in 1969, you know what I mean? They had to take that out because we went to the moon. What am I saying here? What I'm saying here is that these people telling you no is nothing but a strong opinion. That is not fact. Like my mentor always says, even the word impossible really says, I'm possible. You've got to feel that fear and do it anyway. And that's why I made sure in the beginning that you were clear that you're here to serve. I wanted to make sure that you're clear in the beginning that when you are helping the world, you are helping all of us. Because if you have the ability to cut some misery out and you don't, you're causing misery. So we're going to eat nose for breakfast. That's the first one. Here's the second one that crushes rejection. Take massive action. This is another mind game for you. It's another mind game that helps you crush rejection. Take massive action. That's right. Hey, man, you better let them know. You better let them know. Take massive action. Why are we saying that? Because momentum is such a cruel mistress. Oh, my God. You don't give her attention for a minute, she gone, man. You got to take action. You got to take action. I'm about to do this whole training on how to work your business in 15 minutes a day. And y'all are going to love it, right? I did a small version of it yesterday. But the reason that I'm obsessed with this concept is because if we can get you to just work on your business for 15 minutes, for most of you, that'll be 15 minutes more than you've ever worked on your business consistently 3 days in a row. Some of you during this next 90 days are going to transform your whole life just because you're going to be looking in the mirror at a whole different person because you actually applied some of this faith you got. You actually bust a move. Millionaires, I'm challenging you to take massive action because then you don't have time to think. I'm going to tell you something. Nelson Mandela said something wild. He was like, and I'm paraphrasing. This ain't his exact quote, but I want you to think about it. Nelson Mandela was like, I learned that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. This is Nelson Mandela saying this now, right? He was like, the brave man ain't the one that don't feel afraid. The brave man is the one who conquers that fear. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Oh, he feels no fear. Bravery, you can only call somebody brave because they felt the fear. What am I saying? I'm saying that call you're afraid to make, y'all, that's the one you got to make. This is your 90-day blitz. Somebody give me 90-day. This is your 90-day challenge, baby. This is your 90-day challenge, right? The call you're afraid to make is the one you got to make. This 90 days is different. Share this training with somebody who wants to be bigger. Listen to me, y'all. The question you're scared to ask, that's the question you got to ask. Thank you, Simone. Man, let him know. Check it out, y'all. The conversation that you're most afraid to have, that's the conversation that you got to have. Try it today, right now. I got a challenge for you. I got a challenge for you today, right? I want you to make a list of the 10 people who you're most afraid or embarrassed to reach out to. Somebody say 10 people if you're gonna do it. 10 people. 10 people. Hey, Simone. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Jerry. 10 people. I want to challenge you right now to make a list. It's June 1st, ain't it? Make a list of 10 people that you're most afraid to contact. Come on. 10 people you're most afraid to contact. 10 people you're most afraid to contact. If I have your commitment on that, let me see 10 people. 10 people you're most afraid to contact. 10 people you're most embarrassed to reach out to. 10 people. Now, the list was the easy part. These are the big accounts. These are the scary accounts. These are the ones you ain't ready for. Okay? These are the ones you ain't ready for. That was the easy part, putting them on the list. Here comes the scary part. We're going to pick up the phone. We're going to pick up the phone. We're going to pick up the phone. And see, if you're a communication pro, you got all kinds of fun ways to freak that, right? You get to listen to their language. Yesterday, I did a whole training on how I was on the phone with one of my with a prospect. I hadn't talked to them in forever. And I'm like, oh, yeah, man, you can take $99 and turn it into $1,000, la da da da. Then all of a sudden, something switched in my head, like, boom. And then I was like, wait a minute. She keeps on talking about help, help, help. Who says help all the time, right? Whose language is help? Let me see who's a communication pro out there. Who says help all the time? Oh, I want to help, help, help. This is in their language. What personality is that, y'all? And then I'm going to tell you what else. I'm going to tell you what else she did. She kept on saying, man, and then I promote everybody. She kept over talking me. She talked constantly, right? So I was like, oh, her secondary is what? What is her secondary? What's her secondary? What's her secondary? Let's go. Her primary was spring. Let's go. Let's go, communication pros. Let's go. Her primary was spring. And then when she kept on talking about how much she helps everybody and how, oh, she said something about fashion. She said, hey, I'm into fashion. There you go. There you go. She said, I'm into fashion. She kept on over talking me. Simone, I know you ain't say winters over talk people. What you trying to say? What you trying to say, Simone? Nah, she's a spring and then she's a summer. So all of a sudden I switched my whole conversation. I kept on saying, we need you. Oh, we need your help. We need your help helping all these people. I said, imagine if you could build a team of people that are helping other people help people. She was like, yeah. And then I was like, and we have so much fun. We just got back from Atlanta. You know, we're doing this huge thing in Labor Day in New York City. She's like, wow. She said, send me that information. What I'm saying is I took massive action, baby. And then I'm able to use all this stuff that's in my head. But first I got to have some heart. Here's number 3 then. Confront your fears. It's another mind game I got for you. Just confront it. We all have fears. The reason I just told you that story is because I ain't no exception. We all have fears, y'all. We all have fears. We all have fears. I ain't no exception. But what I distinguish myself with is what my fears are. See, I decided to elevate my fears. I decided to have bigger fears. My fear is no longer that this person will tell me no. My fear is that if I don't get out here and hear some no's, I'm going to have to start saying some no's, saying no to my children, saying no to my mama and my grandma, saying no to wifey, saying no to my friends. Millionaires, we got to confront our fears. Sometimes I got to just play a mind game with myself where I just go there, right? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? And when I actually think that out, because we all have this deep-rooted fear that people won't like us if they knew the real us. Y'all know that? I got a bunch of fears just like you. I fear I'll never be as good as my pops was. I feel like my brother and my sister are better than me. You know what I mean? My sister is an Ivy League educated doctor. My brother is just like this happily married super achiever. You know what I mean? He's running all these mentor organizations and all of that. You know what I mean? He got out multiple books. I got fears. You know what I mean? I got fears. I really don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Oh my God. What if everybody finds out that I'm just Hazik, that I'm not, you know what I mean? Elon Musk. It's like they already know that, Hazik. Don't y'all? Y'all knew that. I won't have anything new to say. I got fears, y'all. Oh my God. You know what I mean? You ain't never gonna be a rapper. No one cares about your music, dog. I got fears. You know what I mean? People gonna laugh at you. I have fears, y'all. I'm just a regular person. You know what I mean? Why is it taking so long for you to be a billionaire? You know what I mean? Who you think you are? Your life ain't gonna make no difference, Hazik. Just go back to bed, dog. You know what I mean? I got fears. What I'm saying is I admit my fears, and I'm challenging you to do the same thing. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, man, it's hard to get that stuff out on paper and to look at it, but you're going to feel better. Take a moment and write down some of your biggest fears and then say, what's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst that could happen if? Some of you have a fear of calling that big account because you swear they're going to firebomb your house. You know, they got this show called King of New York. It's talking about Bumpy Johnson. You know, I love it because they got Malcolm X in there, all this other stuff. And they depicting this part where Malcolm literally is about to write this speech called the ballot or the bullet. If they don't let us cast some ballots, we're going to have to cast some bullets. He knew this speech was going to get him murdered, but he had a bigger fear, y'all. His bigger fear is that he'd go out like a chump. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason his life means anything to us is because of the fact he decided not to. You wouldn't even know the man's name if he was still alive. Ain't that something? Oh, snap. All right, here's number 4, y'all. We got to navigate these no's. We got to navigate the no's. Like we just now said, courage ain't the absence of fear. Courage ain't the absence of fear. It's the triumph over it. Share this with an entrepreneur who needs this, y'all. Share this with an entrepreneur who needs this, right? When you expand your competence, when you expand your skill set, you increase your self-esteem. When you expand your competence, you expand your confidence. Ain't that something? You're going to get no's at every stage, y'all. You're going to get no's at the prospecting level, okay? You talking to this cashier. She makes $10 an hour. She like, I don't want to do that. What was you expecting? You know what I mean? She's somewhere thinking $1 million ideas all the time and she's ringing up your frozen meat? No. So you're going to get no's. During a negotiation, you're going to get no's. You're going to get objections, right? So what I want to do is I want to give you like a really clear thing when you get objections. I want you to have some little powerful things you can write down that's going to help you feel stronger about rejection. Everybody with me? First thing we're going to do when we hear an objection is we're going to agree. That's the first thing we're going to do when we hear an objection. What are we going to do, y'all? We're going to agree with the objection. I don't have no money. Of course you don't have no money. That's why I'm talking to you now. You don't want it to be that way the rest of your life, do you? I don't have no time. Of course you don't have any time. That's why I'm talking to you now. You don't want it to be that way the rest of your life, do you? First thing we're going to do is agree with him. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to agree with the objection. See, I told you at Advanced Sales Mastery, there's only 3 different sales relationships. There's subservient. Yes, whatever you say, master. Oh, yes, master. Oh, yes, master. Right? That's subservient. When you start talking like, what's the name of that lawyer who be representing everybody? He talk like a slave. Not Sterling Sharp. That was close. Not Sterling Sharp. What's the dude he talk like a slave? He a lawyer. He'll be like, y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Crump. So you don't want to be out here talking like a slave. Then you got the other one where it's competitive. They tell you they can't do it. You be like, yes, you can. They be like, I ain't got it. Yeah, you got it. You got an iPhone. Look at your shoes. You got on Jordans. You need to take them Jordans and sell them and join my business. No. Now they hate you. So first we just gonna agree. Man, I don't have any money. Yeah, man, I know that's messed up. That is really messed up. Yeah, you sure don't. Right? Now watch your tone of voice. You're not being sarcastic. What you're gonna do is agree with him. Right? You're gonna agree with the no. You're gonna listen fully before you respond. You know, you're going to listen to it. You're going to see if it's real. Then you're going to answer the question with a question. I'll teach you a bunch of that stuff later. Main thing I want you to do, though, that's going to get you some, it's going to get you some time. It's going to get you some time. You're going to be able to kill some time. Is you're going to agree. You're going to agree. We have to start with agreement or we got nothing, y'all. We have to start with agreement. I love what we learned in Communication Pro this weekend where there was this one illustration. It's amazing how you can use body language to illustrate things. But it was this thing where we went over here and we grabbed their hand, then we walk them to where we going, right? First, we got to grab their hand. Grabbing their hand is the agreement. Grabbing their hand is the agreement. You got to agree with your kids first. You got to agree with your wifey first. You got to agree with hubby first. You got to agree with your client first. You got to agree with your prospect first. You got to agree. All right, here's the last one I got for you. Number 5 is use more humor, man. Have fun with all of this. We only live once, baby. We only live once. So I want to encourage you to have more fun with your life. Okay? I want to encourage you to have more fun with your life. Because if you all average, let me tell you what you're doing. You send stuff in your head and you're like, well, I left a message. They didn't call me back. I guess they don't want it. Man, people be busy. Don't nobody answer the phone. You don't even answer the phone. It's this movie called 21 Jump Street. Real stupid movie. I'm not endorsing it. But it's this scene in the trailer. It's even in the trailer because I don't think I ever saw the movie. But they're old and they in high school trying to crack some drug ring. So that's the premise of 21 Jump Street, if you don't remember. So at any rate, they get up in that thing. Dang, Simone, I like your hair. That look nice, Simone. Everybody look at Simone. Everybody tell her hair is nice. Isn't that beautiful? So they all old, they in high school, and he calls the girl, and she's like, oh, is something wrong? You called me, so I thought it was an emergency. And I was like, dang, that's the world we live in now. Don't nobody want to answer the phone? They're like, when you call, it must be an emergency. You sound old. What am I saying? What I'm saying is people be busy, man. They got stuff to do. Hold up. Let me give y'all the number. It's time to go, man. I hope y'all got something out of this. We about to go say our entrepreneurs. But you can't be like, I sent the email and they didn't answer. I guess they just a loser. No. People busy, man. We on information overload. Recruitment is a process, not an event. Can somebody type that in the comments? Recruitment is a process, not an event. They don't sign up instantly, but they sign up eventually. Sales is a process, not an event. Sales is a process, not an event. So come different. It's this song my pops used to listen to by Doug Carn and Gene. Doug and Gene Carn be like, over the moon and under the sun. You know what I mean? So it's like you over the moon, but you under the sun. We gonna go around the back door, in and out. We're winners, man. We're winners. All right, it's time for our affirmations. Speaking of we're winners, it's time to do some affirmations. Hope this feel good to you. Hope this feel good. I had a client one time. He wanted to get through to the people at the car lot. Okay, and the gatekeeper kept on being like, "Oh, they busy. He's like, "Oh, they busy, huh? Well, they gotta eat. Oh, I'm gonna send a pizza." And then listen, I'm gonna fax over a poem, and I want you to put the poem. Long story short, he sends a pizza, and the poem went something like, "Is it snowing or is it raining? Regardless, you need online training." And then it went through la da da da. But the last line of things. So once you get finished with that last pepperoni, call me so we can make some money. So after the pizza, he calls him back and stuff. All I'm saying is you got to be creative, man. Remember that story about Debbie Fields? Had she won that bet naturally, she'd have never thought of giving out the samples. And then she'd have one store instead of 600. Some of y'all will catch that later. If you don't get what I mean, and go back and watch that training we did on Mrs. Fields cookies. I love y'all. Repeat after me. Here we go.